In the context of the world moving towards sustainable development, the combination of traditional agriculture and renewable energy technology has opened a new era full of potential. And solar grazing, raising livestock under solar panels, is a typical example of that bold combination. This is a two-in-one solution that is increasingly being replicated in many countries, creating a symbiosis between two seemingly unrelated industries, livestock and electricity. So is this combined livestock farming model really effective? Let's find out. First of all, to better understand this unique model, we need to understand solar energy. Solar power is a type of renewable energy generated from sunlight through photovoltaic panels. When sunlight shines on photovoltaic cells, they are converted into direct current, which is then converted by the inverter into alternating current for use in life and production. The strength of this type of energy is its abundant supply, no environmental pollution and long-term economic value. In recent years, solar power has become a booming trend worldwide. A series of countries such as China, the US, India, Germany are investing heavily in this field. However, a big problem has begun to appear. Land area for building solar power systems is increasingly scarce. And this is when the solar grazing model was born as a perfect solution. Solar grazing is an integrated model between raising livestock and producing solar power on the same land area. Instead of letting grass grow wildly under the panels, solar power investors cooperate with farmers to bring livestock into this area to graze, control vegetation and fertilize naturally. It sounds simple, but this is an extremely smart solution. Instead of hiring workers to clear the grass with machines, which is both costly and emits CO2, the cattle will do it for free, while producing meat, milk and organic fertilizer. At the same time, the solar panels help block the sun, creating shade for the livestock on hot days. In the US today, solar grazing is developing strongly, especially in states such as New York, Texas, California, where there are many large-scale solar farms. Organizations such as the American Solar Grazing Association are supporting farmers, providing guidance and training to develop this model. Many renewable energy companies have actively hired sheep from local farmers to garden their solar farms. It can be seen that the benefits of this model are enormous and multidimensional. First of all, the efficiency of land use. When the area of agricultural land is increasingly narrowing due to urbanization and other development needs, being able to exploit two values, electricity and agriculture, from the same area is the ideal solution. In addition, letting sheep or goats graze under the battery system not only helps clean the area, but also regulates the temperature of the ground surface, thereby helping the panels operate more efficiently. Temperatures under solar systems that are too high can reduce efficiency, and the grass and grazing animals indirectly keep the temperature more stable. Economically, solar grazing significantly reduces operating costs. There's no need to hire workers to mow the grass, no need to spend money on herbicides or machine maintenance. At the same time, farmers can also profit from selling electricity to the national grid, combined with revenue from selling meat, milk, or livestock products. All of this creates a dual value chain that is both efficient and sustainable. In addition, this model also brings clear environmental benefits. Not using chemicals and operating on a closed ecological platform helps protect the soil, protect water resources, and diversify the local ecosystem. Although the initial cost of installing a solar panel system is not small, in the long run, this is a highly profitable and sustainable investment. Farmers are not only agricultural producers but also clean energy suppliers for the country. That means enhancing the value and role of farmers in the modern economy.
When it comes to AI, you might imagine it in labs, high-tech hubs, or even in sci-fi movies. But in India, AI is working right in the fields. From soil moisture sensors to drones and harvesting robots, AI is becoming a powerful companion on agricultural farms. Let's explore how Indian farmers are doing it. India is a country with a long history of agricultural development, with nearly 60% of the population dependent on agriculture. However, despite its rich traditions, the agricultural sector here is facing many major challenges. Low productivity, climate change, dwindling natural resources, and pest problems are the top concerns. Therefore, the application of artificial intelligence, AI, in agriculture is not just an option, but has become an extremely necessary solution. AI not only helps solve these pressing problems, but also opens up huge opportunities for the Indian agriculture sector. And you know what? AI is really changing the game. One of the big questions in agriculture is how to save water when India is always in a state of scarcity. Can you imagine farmers worrying about when their crops need water, and if they overwater, the water will be wasted? Don't worry, AI has the solution. With the help of soil moisture sensors and AI-based weather forecasts, these irrigation systems can determine the exact time and amount of water for the crops. No more random watering. Instead, watering according to a plan, saving water and ensuring that crops receive the amount of water they need without wasting it. In addition, AI also helps farmers optimize fertilization and crop care through smart applications. These applications collect data from various sources such as weather, soil moisture, and soil testing, then provide personalized farming recommendations. This not only increases productivity by up to 60%, but also reduces costs by up to 20%. AI can even detect problems in irrigation systems such as water leaks, helping farmers repair them in time and stop wasting precious resources. Analyzing the nutrient composition of soil is a time-consuming and laborious task. But don't worry, AI will help diagnose the health of the soil like a specialist doctor. Current AI technologies can monitor the entire growth process of crops, from sowing to harvesting. This system helps analyze the health of crops through parameters such as soil moisture, pH, temperature, and the amount of nutrients needed. This information is sent back to farmers, helping them make timely farming decisions. Another prominent application of AI is the ability to detect diseases and pests on crops early. Artificial intelligence can identify signs of disease through images taken from sensors or drones. For example, AI can detect pests like fruit flies or beetles at an early stage, allowing farmers to act quickly. In addition, high-tech machines like automated planters and harvesting robots are becoming more common on large farms. They use AI to locate crops, analyze fruit size and ripeness, and then decide the most accurate time to harvest. This not only saves farmers time, but also reduces the risk of crop failure due to harvesting too early or too late. AI-equipped drones are also an effective solution for spraying pesticides and fertilizers automatically. This technology not only reduces the amount of pesticides used, but also helps farmers save time and effort while protecting the health of workers. Artificial intelligence is not only helping in resource management, but also helping farmers predict crops and plan production more efficiently. Using sensors, drones, and real-time data, AI helps in analyzing soil fertility, forecasting climate, and making precise farming plans, thereby helping farmers manage crops better and optimize production. Thanks to AI, Indian farmers are not only becoming more efficient, but also reducing production costs. There are over 450 agritech startups in India developing AI solutions, and these technologies are helping over 14 million farmers manage their crops smarter. Hello all David Farm viewers! Have you ever eaten a banana with the peel on? The peel of a normal banana is astringent and slightly bitter, so most of us eat bananas without the peel. However, strangely, in Japan, people can eat the whole banana, including the peel, just like they eat apples or peaches. Could it be that the Japanese like the taste of the banana peel? So today, let's explore with us the reason why the Japanese can eat bananas with the peel on. The banana that the Japanese eat with the peel is not the usual banana that we eat, but a special banana produced by the Japanese themselves. This unique banana variety is called Mongi banana, and the peel can be eaten. These bananas are rare, produced in small quantities, and are considered a luxury fruit in Japan. They sell for a very high price, around 650 to 1,000 yen, about $5 to $7 per banana, which is the price you would pay for 20 regular bananas in a supermarket in the US. So, how do the Japanese breed these bananas to make them so expensive? Mongi bananas are grown in controlled environments, often in greenhouse systems that can easily be cooled to minus 60 degrees Celsius and then suddenly raised to 26 degrees Celsius. This temperature change results in a softer, thinner skin due to the slower growth of the skin. This mimics the evolutionary conditions of prehistoric bananas, making them hardier and sweeter. This particular banana variety is grown in nutrient-rich soils without chemical fertilizers, ensuring the production of organic quality bananas. Banana plants also require adequate watering with clean, unpolluted water. Furthermore, the controlled growing environment reduces exposure to pests and pathogens. Therefore, farmers do not need to use pesticides that are harmful to bananas. Each banana plant is carefully tended from planting to fruiting, and even the individual bananas are regularly observed to ensure quality. Although grown in greenhouses with controlled temperature and humidity, they still receive natural sunlight to grow better. While regular banana varieties take about 9 to 12 months to harvest, Mongi bananas only take 4 months from planting to harvest. This helps to greatly shorten the time for farms to cultivate, and the high price makes Mongi bananas increasingly become a high-value commodity. Mongi bananas are harvested only by hand, with farmers using a sharp knife to cut each bunch of bananas while the bunch is still on the tree. After harvesting, farmers continue to separate each banana's still green peels out of the banana bunch and wash away the dirt on the fruit. Next, each banana is dried with clean and soft towels. They are arranged evenly on each plastic tray and then placed in a closed room with a temperature of about 17 degrees Celsius and 77% humidity to create an environment to ripen bananas. After 14 days, each banana is evenly ripened with a beautiful bright yellow color. Due to ripening in low temperature conditions, Mongi bananas have a longer shelf life than regular banana varieties. Each banana is wrapped in a separate bag and labeled with information about its origin and source. After that, Mongi banana products will be transported to places of consumption. Mongi bananas are not yet mass-produced because of the high cost. To grow this type of banana, farmers must install greenhouse systems to regulate the temperature, which is the most important step. Also, because of the high cost of cultivation, the price of Mongi bananas is 20 times higher than normal bananas. This type of banana is also only consumed in some areas because the yield is still low. Many people are curious about the taste of this unique banana and taste it to see if it is different from the usual banana varieties. The banana peel is usually soft and thin during the growing process due to special cultivation techniques and no chemical treatment. So, it has a slightly different texture and milder flavor than the fruit inside. Its flavor makes it easier for people to accept. Mongi bananas are much sweeter than regular varieties, with a sugar content of around 24.8 grams per 100 grams, compared to 18 to 20 grams in regular bananas. This makes them a good choice for those who enjoy sweeter fruit. Hello everyone! Today, we will explore together one of the secrets that helps Japanese people live long and healthy. Can you guess? It is green tea. But don't think that green tea is just something to drink to stay awake. It also brings many health benefits. So, why is Japanese green tea so famous? And what makes it the secret to a long and healthy life? Let's find out right away. If you think tea is just a regular drink, you are completely wrong with the Japanese. In Japan, tea is not just tea, it is art. That's right, the tea ceremony, or chado, is an important part of Japanese culture. And if you think that the tea ceremony is just for show, you are wrong. Tea ceremony is the way for Japanese people to keep their souls pure and their health forever. Not only that, green tea also has a superpower that you never knew. It not only helps Japanese people relax, but also brings spiritual benefits, thereby helping them maintain their health and longevity. If you think tea is just a regular drink, you are completely wrong with the Japanese. In Japan, tea is not just tea, it is art. That's right, the tea ceremony, or chado, is an important part of Japanese culture. And if you think that the tea ceremony is just for show, you are wrong. Tea ceremony is the way for Japanese people to keep their souls pure and their health forever. Not only that, green tea also has a superpower that you never knew. It not only helps Japanese people relax, but also brings spiritual benefits, thereby helping them maintain their health and longevity. First, you need to know that Japanese green tea has an extremely meticulous growing and processing process. Japanese green tea is produced in special lands such as Shizuoka, Uji, Kagoshima, and Fukuoka. These places have a temperate climate and fertile soil, which is ideal for growing tea. For example, Shizuoka, known as the tea capital of Japan, produces about 40% of the country's tea. Together with Uji in Kyoto, which has a history of tea cultivation of more than 1,200 years, these two regions are considered the cradle of tea cultivation in Japan. It is difficult to find a place in the world with such a long history of tea production and excellent tea quality. Tea cultivation in Japan has long been modernized and highly productive, with mechanization and the use of genetics earlier than in other producing countries. The main tea variety grown in Japan is Yabukita, a hybrid created by Hikosaburo Sugiyama. The requirements for growing tea are also very strict. The main tea growing areas are in the monsoon climate zone, with hot, humid summers and cold, dry winters. First, the tea plants need to be grown in light, well-drained soil. Tea gardens are often planted on sandy hillsides where the tea plants grow best. The tea plants can be protected from the weather, mainly frost and hail, by placing tarps and small fans over the plantations. This helps move air towards the tea plants on the ground to prevent cold air from accumulating and the plants from freezing, especially in the spring when the buds begin to open. This is one of the characteristic features of the tea landscape in Japan. Picking or harvesting is the most labor-intensive step in tea production. The timing of the harvest greatly determines the quality of the tea. The harvest season lasts from late April to October, with the first harvest, April to May, called Shincha, new tea, which is the most sought-after tea. It is also the most expensive harvest. This is followed by 3 more harvests in the summer and fall, from June to October, which are of lower quality and softer prices. Japan is the most technologically advanced tea-growing country, with 90% of the harvesting process mechanized. However, only the best quality teas are picked by hand. This process requires meticulousness and long-term experience of the farmer. Japanese green tea has many different types, from high-quality matcha used in tea ceremonies to popular teas such as sencha, gyokuro, bancha. Each type of tea has its own production process, from leaf picking, processing, to packaging. After the tea is harvested, the tea leaves are processed through many meticulous steps to preserve their color and nutrients. This process includes steaming the tea leaves to preserve their fresh flavor, then drying them to a certain moisture level. Teas such as sencha or gyokuro are dried and then graded according to quality. Sencha is the most popular tea, accounting for about 70% of Japan's tea production, and has a light and refreshing flavor. One of the teas that is also loved by many people is matcha. This tea is also processed in the same way as sencha or gyokuro. However, when the tea leaves are dried, they will be ground into a fine powder. This tea is highly valued and exported to many markets such as the US, China, Korea, etc. Japanese green tea has many different types, from high-quality matcha used in tea ceremonies to popular teas such as sencha, gyokuro, bancha. Each type of tea has its own production process, from leaf picking, processing, to packaging. After the tea is harvested, the tea leaves are processed through many meticulous steps to preserve their color and nutrients. This process includes steaming the tea leaves to preserve their fresh flavor, then drying them to a certain moisture level. Teas such as sencha or gyokuro are dried and then graded according to quality. Sencha is the most popular tea, accounting for about 70% of Japan's tea production, and has a light and refreshing flavor. One of the teas that is also loved by many people is matcha. This tea is also processed in the same way as sencha or gyokuro. However, when the tea leaves are dried, they will be ground into a fine powder. This tea is highly valued and exported to many markets such as the US, China, Korea, etc. To preserve the precious nutrients in tea, tea manufacturers in Japan pay great attention to temperature control during processing. Japanese people drink green tea every day, not only to relax, but also to protect their health. They believe that the antioxidants in tea can help prevent disease and prolong life. Research shows that catechins in green tea can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and strengthen the immune system. Japan is currently one of the largest tea-producing countries in the world, with an output of up to 80,000 tons of tea per year, of which most of the tea is consumed domestically. The rest will be exported abroad, mainly to the United States. However, according to reports, Japan still has to import a large amount of tea from neighboring countries such as China, Indonesia, and Vietnam. That shows that the potential of the tea-growing industry in Japan is huge. To preserve the precious nutrients in tea, tea manufacturers in Japan pay great attention to temperature control during processing. Japanese people drink green tea every day, not only to relax, but also to protect their health. They believe that the antioxidants in tea can help prevent disease and prolong life. Research shows that catechins in green tea can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and strengthen the immune system. Japan is currently one of the largest tea-producing countries in the world, with an output of up to 80,000 tons of tea per year, of which most of the tea is consumed domestically. The rest will be exported abroad, mainly to the United States. However, according to reports, Japan still has to import a large amount of tea from neighboring countries such as China, Indonesia, and Vietnam. That shows that the potential of the tea growing industry in Japan is huge.